Chi Wu finished offering sacrifices to the mountain god and quickly gathered with everyone around. The group, drenched in water, shivered as the cold wind blew. Continuing like this will lead to illness. An old hunter walked to a corner, pulling out a bundle of firewood and grinned widely. We hunters sometimes take shelter from rain here, so we left some firewood behind for today's use. Chi Wu was delighted. Thank you very much. The old hunter shrugged it off. No need. Living in the mountains means helping each other. When the rain stops tomorrow, let's gather more firewood and put it back. With nimble hands, everyone piled dry wood on the ground where the fire had been. Chi Wu took out a fire talisman to ignite a branch, which he then blew gently into the dry wood. The wood slowly caught fire. As flames began to rise, someone let out a long sigh of relief. Finally, we're alive. Big Brother Chi, do you prefer yellow rice cakes or white ones? One of each. One person distributed rations. After everyone received their share, they placed them near the fire to roast. Once the aroma filled the air, I took out a jar of pickles and let everyone spread it on their cakes. With one bite, the taste was salty and delicious. Big Brother Aw's pickling skills are really good. I think you should open a shop instead of traveling with us. Aw smiled but said nothing. Recalling what had happened earlier, Chi Wu asked Old Sun, "Why did you ask Aw if anyone had been pushed off the mountain?" Chi Wu and his companions were new to the mountains, planning to cross them to sell goods in Qing Chinese Letter County on the other side. They had found an old hunter who could guide them. Old Sun's expression was serious. "Have any of you heard of a Wu Gui Chinese letter? Chi Wu and others looked solemn. They knew about ghost stories from traveling far and wide, and one person loudly said, "You mean the Wu Gui that serves tigers?" The old hunter nodded and whispered, "This mountain is called Songshan. About 10 years ago, a hunter entered the mountains to hunt but never returned, leaving behind only a shoe. People said there was a tiger demon in the mountains who ate him. At first, no one believed it because they had lived here for generations. How could a tiger demon appear? But as time passed, someone reported that their hunting dogs barked fiercely at a particular direction. When he looked, his body froze with fear. It was a large tiger about 4 meters long. The tiger leaped and pounced on the dog. He ran away in terror, but luckily, the tiger didn't chase him. People also found that travelers kept disappearing. They reported this to Qing Chinese Letter County officials, who then asked me to investigate in Yanjiang County since Songshan was closer. Back at Yanjiang County, the officials said Songshan belonged to Qing Chinese Letter County and should be managed by them. After some back and forth, 2 cultivators from each side searched for tiger demons in Songshan for 10 days. They didn't find any evidence of a tiger demon but thought we had tricked them, wasting their time. We explained that the tiger demon might have been avoiding them, but they left without listening. We then went to the official authorities again, but they ignored us. Unable to do anything, most people left Songshan and found new lives. Only a few of us remained because we knew nothing else but hunting. Later, we discovered that when hunting, we would encounter missing travelers who appeared and disappeared suddenly, pushing us. Sometimes, I led a group into the mountains, and these travelers pretended to meet us by chance. They asked if they could join our journey. I refused immediately and hurried away with my men. The elders once said there was something called a Wu Gui in this world. When a tiger demon kills someone, that person turns into a Wu Gui to find more prey, luring people to their doom. Handling a Wu Gui is simple enough. Just refuse its demands and it won't harm you. Chi Wu understood. He had wondered why there weren't many hunters in such a vast forest. Finding only a few hunters living together made sense now. It was due to the tiger demon's pressure. Seeing Ai hesitate, Chi Wu asked, "Ai, do you have any questions?" Initially, Ai felt embarrassed asking, but with his leader's encouragement, he decided to speak up. "Do Wu Gui exist in female form? Are they beautiful? Do they use seduction? Do they suck the yang energy from men? Could I possibly fall into a forbidden romance with one and escape the tiger demon's pursuit together?" Every question Ai asked made everyone raise an eyebrow. Even the old hunter did so. Awe, feeling embarrassed, scratched his head. I read in stories that this is how it goes, ghostly lovers, unending emotions. Chi Wu remained silent for a moment before patting Awe's shoulder. Read less and more books. Then Chi Wu continued, why didn't you report this to the 5 great immortal sects? They uphold justice. They wouldn't ignore such matters. 5 great immortal sects. The old hunter looked puzzled. He had never heard of them. They are Taoist schools, suspended temple, and other prominent sects, the strongest 5 in the entire continent. I think I've heard that name, the old hunter said uncertainly, unsure where he might have heard it, perhaps at a tea shop down below, or from travelers, or when he was younger, or even now as an older man. He couldn't remember for sure. In reality, common folk knew little about cultivators. They were just a topic of interest and gossip. Moreover, stories passed down orally often changed, making them unreliable by the time they reached ordinary people's ears. For instance, Chi Wu had heard that Taoist school was called so because it meant seeking enlightenment from heaven, and cultivation involved constantly questioning one's path, righteous or evil, to avoid losing one's true self. Once, Chi Wu met a disciple of Taoist school named Dai Bafan. He asked why the sect was called Taoist school. To this day, he remembered Dai Bafan's answer clearly. You ask about that. This leads us to our founding patriarch, primordial Taoist. To find a Feng Shui treasure land, he spent heavily on Tianj sect's positioning and finally discovered an area with combined Feng Shui from all directions. He said the sect needed to establish itself at a specific time and place. However, Patriarch was lost in his wayfinding, even after marking everything clearly. He had to ask a farmer for directions and eventually found the location without missing the timing. To thank the farmer, he named our sect Taoist School.